Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you all are doing great. I'm doing okay. I'm just dropping stuff and laughing. So, I have a question. How are you doing? I am okay. I verified and made sure the camera was a right side for me, but of course, it's not anymore. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to probably give 5 or so minutes. Good morning. Am I right side for you? Is this my left hand or my right hand? Because this is my left side, but it's showing on my right side. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. We have a few things I want to discuss. First, the enabler part of me. I have an idea of what we're going to do, but it's like a 5 minute craft. So, and I like to at least harass you for a few minutes. I just tried to clean off my little mat, and this has glue on it. So, anyone have any good ideas on how to get that clean? It used to be shiny, and now it's not so much. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, good morning, welcome. I went to the $1.25 store. She's so petty. She's so petty. And I saw these little fun dough makers, lunch, dinner, and birthday. And it was a few more that I saw, but I did not want to get them. I am going to be doing a collaboration next year, and I thought it would be fun to check these out. As you can see, I haven't opened them up, but I'm hoping that this is on the back, and it says it has all this stuff in there. 4 color doughs. Not concerned about that. 2 toppers, 2 cutters, 1 roller. So I'm hoping this actually is in here and not this. And it tells you how to make color. Hi, Nix, which is great. Great. So the Play-Doh, I'm not hugely concerned on. The reason why I've been searching for this is because of Berry Crafting. She sent me a link to someone's video who had went to Michael's and got a lot of these little forms. And I was like, I never saw those, but I never really shopped in the kids section until recently. So as you can see, all these little cool little pictures are on here. And you have 2 little thingamabobs. And I thought that would be really cool. It's a little bear face, a bunny, orange. I'm guessing this is some kind of candy. I don't know what that is. Maybe an egg. Not sure on this one. I don't know. Piece of cake, maybe. Lemon or fruit candy. Anyway, I thought these would be really cool. Candy cane. Oh, cheese. So let's turn it over. That may work. No, it doesn't. So anyway, and then we have this tree and a bear. So I'm assuming you just take this and mix your colors up as they show you. Uh, this is red and blue. Looks like orange, but red and blue, and then yellow and red, and then blue and orange make brown. Or you can just mix them all up together. So in order for you to get orange, you're gonna have to mix these 2 colors, red and yellow, to get um, brown. So, and it's really soft right now. It's not like dried up. It's not Play-Doh, but it's dough. And then so you just put that on there, and you got this little baby roller. Like, that's so cute. And you just roll it. This is trash, really. Not even little kids can roll it like that. So I want to open up these and see, and then we'll actually get started on our real craft. I have a few things I want to do. So, and this is the same setup as the other one, but this is lunch, and so you can have hot dogs. This is a weird hot dog. A croissant, some chicken wings, some fries, maybe sausage. This is a treat, I'm supposed. And I don't know. Maybe some grilled cheese. The cheese is oozing out, so that's probably what that is. But you get these little molds. And I really got it for the molds more so than anything else. Hi, Samara. I hope you're doing well today. And I guess it's the grilled cheese thing. So anyway, those will be cool. And I got them because Friday is my last day of uh my son going to school into next year. You know, next year is like in 2, 3 weeks. It's still, we need some stuff to do. But I'm gonna put his little butt to work. We still gonna be doing school, some some educational thing because teachers will send homework. Like for Thanksgiving, they sent homework that whole week, so that was pretty good. And then on this one, we have some similar food. We got some more drumsticks. This is a little bit more. Oh, maybe this is shrimp. Oh, they real fancy. I think this maybe is supposed to be shrimp. I wouldn't eat that shrimp. I don't know. But then we have a hamburger with some sesame, lettuce. Don't know what that is. Cheese? I don't know. Tomato, that's cute. Eggs. I don't know. And drumsticks. And then we have these pieces right here. So this would be cool to roll the clay out and make the bun and make it for the project that we have coming up next year. And these were $1.25 at the $1.25 store. Uh, Not, I mean, it's a Dollar Tree, but you know, and then you have these, whatever this is supposed to be. I don't know, a bow. I don't know what that is. See, and they have different little trinkets here because that's not the same thing. But I don't know what this is supposed to be, or this a chicken. I really don't know. Um, anyway, that's what I got. That's my enabler portion of today's show. And then I want to take these boxes and make some miniature little books out of them. So our goal for next year, one of them is to craft more, buy less, unless it's something I really, really, really want, and just stop being such afraid of doing things new to me. Maybe not new to everyone else in the craft world, but new to me. So that is the goal. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and talk about influence, right? So if you are a crafter, which everyone I know is, hi Jessica, hope you're doing well today. The trees. This right here came from the $1.25 store. Yes. Yeah, this did. I got these yesterday or the day before. No, yesterday. Because I'm trying to limit my $1.25 shopping to maybe once a week. Unfortunately, I was hoping that they, for Halloween and Christmas, Thanksgiving, they had those little trees that you could cut paper out and make like little. They called them, what do they call them? They called them scrapbook paper or something like that. I was hoping they would have Christmas things. So anyway, I went to my friend's shop. New endeavors, new year, new year, new me. Not really, same me, just better, bigger, bolder ideas for the new year, for continuing to just improve, right? Because every day I try to be better than I was the day before. So my friend has this thing in her shop. It's a cone shaped something fuzzy. And I was like, as many crafters can say, you see something, you're like, oh, I can make that. So I go and I'm like, okay, I think I need a cone. I need some fun, fancy yarn. So I go to Joann Fabric and I get this beautiful baby yarn right here. And it's on sale right now. Of course, it's on sale because it's the holiday, so everything's on sale, right? Buy two get one free because these things are $11, 10.99. And so I'm like, yeah, I can get that. I definitely can, put that in the budget, divide by three, and then I had an additional 10 or 15% off coupon or whatever. So okay, that's good. So they come out to roughly like $6 a piece, which is still a very good deal. It's cheaper than Walmart at regular price. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this, and then I had bought a new glue gun, which it's okay. It's a Sure Bonder from Walmart, and my friend influenced me to do that. That's why I said I'm not gonna be influenced anymore. But anyway, I made this thing right. I was like, yes, I'm gonna make it, and as you can see, right here, here. This is all glue seepage from the glue gun, the hot glue gun. And this is with 2 rounds of yarn on there. Now, it's not a big deal because I don't plan on getting rid of these. Next year, I'm going to go full out and decorate one table in the house, full out. Or maybe put this on the counter in the kitchen if we decide to host anyone, our family or anything like that. So these will be like cute little decorations going there. And no one's going to be like, oh, picking this apart because I'm going to decorate these spots later. So this was my first one. And the first one came out a lot better than the second one because I did it a different way. Okay. I started at the top and worked my way down, but I was like, a lot of people probably say, why don't you start from the bottom? I actually made a video and I didn't like, I'm going to delete it because I don't think um, I want to keep it. Maybe I'll do another one and be less talky and more tutorially. So I started from the top and just worked my way all the way down. And that was the second one. But I was like, we can do better. We can do better. So while I'm telling you all this, go get your combs and get your yarn and get your stuff. Well, fun fact. I bought these cones from the Dollar Tree. I had been looking for them all September and October because I was gonna do the 12 days of Christmas, but December 26th to January 6th or 7th or whatever. And I was gonna have Christmas things for the 12 days of Christmas. And I was gonna make some gnomes with these little things because this could be the head and this could be the beard or whatever. But she has lost her crafty mojo because I feel like you need to have those done now versus later. And I still haven't finished making Christmas cards, and it's already the 14th. So, needless to say, the gnomes went out the window when I saw these Christmas tree. And I was like, okay, we can do the Christmas tree. Fun, fun, fun. And this is the one I made today. I made all of them today, but these are the ones that I have done. So these cones come from Hobby Lobby, and you get 6 in a container for $3.99. But I would recommend buying them if they haven't sold out for half price, $2 right now. I actually got mine at 40% off because I was like, I do not want to risk the chance of running out. If you live in San Antonio and you've been to the craft stores, either the big box stores, all of the Christmas decorations are sold out, like gone. So anyway, this is what we're going to be working on today. So what you'll need is a little bit of patience, some foam, fabric, some yarn, and some fabric glue. Okay, that's it. Nothing else. You don't need to spray paint it or anything like that unless you have a different color foam. I mean, a different color foam. Then you need a different color. If you don't want it to be white, you need to do something to make it not white. Whatever that is that you need to do. So you need fabric glue. And I have these from Hobby Lobby. They were on clearance. So we're gonna go with I guess we could do more pink. I guess we can just do all of them, whatever I grab. And now, so what I'm going to tell you is to start from the top, not the bottom. But if you've made these before, I don't think this is a new idea. I haven't went on to Pinterest to look them up, anything like that. I just was inspired by actually seeing them in person versus online to get them. And this foam is so soft. I mean, this uh, yarn is so soft, so soft. I just love how it feels. It almost made me want to get my hook out and crochet, but she didn't. All right, so we're gonna start right here in the center. I'm just gonna pull it away from the camera a little bit, just so it's not right in your face. And this is how much I put on there. Cover the top up, and then we're gonna just go right to the center of it. And the good thing about fabric tack is that it will grab all of the fabric that you apply. So now as we're making our little circle, I'm going to go around the very tip of this piece, the foam, and I'm going to just make a circle around here. And I am going to try not to get this all over my fingers. I do plan on going to Hobby Lobby today, not trying to enable anyone. I want to see if they have some more of those cones and a few other little random things. Right now, they're starting to put out there, and then I'm going to put a little bit more here. they're putting out their spring collection, which I guess they're just going to their warehouse and getting the spring stuff right. Because you can always look at the copyright date and see if it's legit new or old stuff. Okay, so now that we have this here, I'm not sure if this is on all of the cones out here, but this one has a split in it. So just be mindful of that, and you'll be able to see the split once you, not visibly, but you can see the indentation in your thing. So now what I'm gonna do 1/3 of this cone. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to apply glue. You can be as liberal or chinchy as you want. If you want to take a spreader or your finger or a butter knife or a plastic fork or whatever you have, and just rub it all over. You definitely can do that. And go from there. All right. And now what we're going to do, you don't have to worry about anything else. You just take it and you turn. And you want to turn this thing as close to the top as possible. Each layer. You don't want to put any little holes. And there you go. So if you are having a get together, it would be so nice for you to invite me. If you live in San Antonio, I can come over and hang out with you and cut paper. But if you live in other places and you're having a get together and you're looking for some fun DIY projects, say you work at a civic center or something like that, this would be a good way to do it. Now, I ordered these cones a while back. It took about 2 to 3 weeks for me to get them. And I was like, that'd be great because I ordered them in October, I believe. And so when I got them, I was like, yeah, this is great. Now, I probably was a little bit too liberal with it because you can see some of the glue boogers coming out, but that's okay. As your glue seeps out, just throw on some of your decorations and you'll be fine. This is very fun to do. I do not recommend it with small children. Maybe they can decorate the tree once you put the glue on, but I feel like this Fabri-Tac is dangerous, even for adults. It has a really bad odor to it, in my opinion. See, I missed a spot right here. So I'm just going to come back and adjust. I do not recommend unraveling it. Just pull it up some. Pull it up. Pull it up. There you go. So now when we get to the bottom, what I recommend you do is to apply the glue at the base around the whole cone, not in that one spot. And if you're more comfortable with doing a little bit at a time to not have a whole bunch of glue seepage, that's fine. I feel like with the Fabri-Tac glue, we're good to go when it comes to drying, so you don't have to worry about it. With the hot glue, for me, it was just not as much of a success as the Fabri-Tac glue is. Because, you got fingers involved and heat and burning. And yeah, I mean, I like my fingers. I need them for other projects and things like that. So now I'm just going to turn it over because my fingers are a little bit tacky. And I'm just going to push it down some and move on. All right. So now that you have it, I haven't did it yet because I need to cut out some fabric circles, but you can definitely just put it right here. So I'm not sure if you are like me. When I see things, I will go over and try to figure out how it's made. So I would definitely recommend putting some fabric on there and just some felt. White felt would do, or black or red or whatever. If you already have pre-cut circles because you were making other things, maybe some fabric flowers, you can do that. How are you today? Hopefully well. So right here, we're just going to trim this off and stick it down once more. And remember I told you about that little indentation? It's right here. You can definitely see it a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit bananas and put this up. If you are one of those people that decorate throughout the year, this could be your Easter little decoration with the little Easter bunny, having him a little tree. It doesn't have to be a Christmas tree. It could be whatever kind of tree you want. It does not have to be Christmas. It could be whatever tree you like. I know some people decorate every season. They have um, a different thing up. I'm doing okay. I'm glad that you're doing good. Yeah, I try to live stream every Tuesday, but this will probably be the last live stream that I do until school starts back. But we'll see because my son has gotten to understand that I make videos, so he may be able to stay in the bedroom and watch television or something. But we'll see how that works out. So I'll try to have a video. Maybe I'll do a video and do it as a premiere next week because I'll still be here with the premiere. So we'll see. I don't plan on going Christmas shopping anymore. Like if I'm doing any shopping now, it's just because like I don't need to get any Christmas present or anything like that for anyone. All the Christmas shopping is done for my family. Unless the big mermaid calls me and says, "Hey, can you get so and so?" Blah blah blah. Now you see how that glue booger just dripped everywhere. I don't like that, and that's my fault. I did that. So you can definitely lift them up and get rid of them. But essentially, this is the completed. I mean, this is it. And you know, if you've seen those memes, it's like the front of my Christmas tree, the back of it. Yeah, I probably would be talking a lot of trash about you. Be like, can you believe she did that? Or I would be that person that's bringing you more junk to decorate your cube. Because I like to see it. I just don't want to decorate it. I'm usually good for like 2 holidays, Christmas and one other one. All right, so that is that. Any questions on the process? We'll do another one real quick. I'm just trying to get this glue from seeping all over the place, especially on me. I've noticed a lot of people have been into snowmen lately. Like, yeah, I think it's really cool that people do it. I just don't want to be that person that's doing it because sometimes I don't know when to say when, and I can do too much, and then I get upset about doing too much. So it's a lot easier to contribute than be the only person that's doing it constantly. Speaking of cubicles, how many people are getting ready to start their vacation? Are you starting your vacation with the kids? Are you going to start it afterwards? Like, I remember. You mean a foam button tree? You want me to put buttons all over this thing? Or would you like for me to put the yarn and then put buttons? That'll have to be a private session, ma'am. I'm sorry. I can't accommodate you right now. I need to just do a video, a, not a collab, a button series. Because for me to like buttons and collect them, I started to. I'm such a good person to my checkbook lately. I was at the $1.25 store and they have buttons again, but the buttons are so much in the smaller containers. They caught on to the crafters. I feel like the crafters are the people that's really being punished in a lot of things. Like the mail is higher, so you can't send out as many Happy Mail packages as you used to. It's a lot of things. Like I was in a swap from Tammy's My World OKC, and it was just a card and a ATC, and I sent mine to someone in Pakistan. I haven't got anything back, and I'm not really concerned about that. I mean, it is what it is. And I was gonna send her some other stuff, and it was gonna be $15. And I was like, Just send a card and the ATC. Please don't send anything else because I'm not sending you anything else. And I would hate to feel bad. Okay, we'll see, ma'am. We'll see. I'll have to, plan it out or whatever and see. It's so funny you mentioned buttons. So you all know, well, you may not know, but my aunt passed away last year. And so when I went to her house to gather some stuff for her funeral or whatever, and just find the insurance paperwork and all this other stuff, contact people, all the things that you do when people are not here anymore. She had, remember that wreath I had made, the button wreath, the one I had wrapped the blue the blue ribbon around and then put the buttons on. She had it, it was on her door. And I had made, remember I made that cross with the buttons on it? And she had it on her door. So this is it. That is that. I hope that you have enjoyed that particular thing. I try to do more than one thing on the stream. So that is one thing. Yay. We got one thing accomplished in 26 minutes. Those usually take about 10 to 20 minutes to make, but not talking and stuff. So I had did a Dollar General haul a couple of weeks ago, and I had got these things. Now, this is the one thing that I want to advise you of coming up in the future. All the holidays that you plan on crafting for, as soon as the craft stores and you don't have the material, as soon as the craft stores start selling the stuff, get it. Do not wait, because as Barry Crafty told me, Christmas happened in November for crafters. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, the next time you see me do a live stream, if I decide to do one next week, it'll probably be with my son in the background. And if you guys are not down for that, then I get it. But I want to start doing Valentine's Day things. I want to start focusing on that. I have some projects that I want to work on. So we get 5 kits in this. I'm addicted to snowmen. I'm addicted to gnomes and stamps. So I thought this was a cute little gnome Santa versus a Santa. And again, these are the great instructions. Use photo as guide. So we're going to use the photo as our guide. This is the photo in this little, and so this is the guide, and this is how we're going to do it. We're not going to make all of them because that could be tedious, and then you don't want to hear me complaining the whole time. But I think these look good on 5x7 cards versus ornaments. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, I'll definitely do one. Um, I'll have to put the foam, the tree that is. I'll have to put the foam on it, something on it, and then the buttons. So we're gonna take this guy, and then these are the things that I find to be very disturbing about instructions. You don't always know what you're gonna be getting. It was $1, and I was like, this would be really cool to do with the little roommate as well. And he can make cards. He still has to make cards for his teacher, so um, we might be in trouble the next couple of days because they have a program coming up on Thursday. And ooh, so we got that. We got the present. We got the nose. We got 2 feet. Do we have 2 feet? No, we only have 1, 2. I would suggest doing your glue projects last because now my fingers are sticky, sticky, sticky. And it's starting to bug me. But I'm not going to complain. I will be okay. All right. And so these little things are the hand. And then we're going to get down to some craft business. Some show enough craft business. And this. Now, I'm not a big fan of sticking white on white craft materials because I just don't see the purpose in that. I find it to be a bit weird. But you know what? When in Rome, complain. So that's what we're going to do. And I do have a question. Would you all like to see me make a book today? would you like for me to stamp and color? Just let me know in the comments section and we can move on from there. So we got these. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and okay. Because I have a few images that I'm open to anything, you know. All right. So I do recommend probably unsticking those lightly or gingerly because these things are really sticky. As you can see. It's a little bit on the off side, but that's okay. You know, it has this little turquoisey teal situation going on. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, please. I like that. That's cute. Yeah, I know, ma'am. We probably be able to squeak and get all of them done, all those things done. But I'm not sure if people are tired of seeing me make these books. Even though I absolutely, you know, I'm a little bit biased with the books because I like making them. I feel like you can get, you can use up a lot of your crafting materials making a few photo albums, and those are good Christmas presents for people or presents in general. So there we go. If you put any too much over, we'll cut it at the end right here. Dollar General's like, you will not claim this as your own project. So if you do have like a tracer, a scan and cut, or any type of machine that can do that, you can definitely, hand trace that and make it your own. I haven't been cutting on my scan and cut lately, but you'll see a lot of those projects because they have a lot of 3D projects, and I really want to make a few of those things. Now, the most vibrant thing on this thing is the snowflake, and it's the most dull on here, which is interesting. Are we missing a piece? I feel like we're missing something. His belly. Oh, they slick. They slick, slick. I want to show y'all this. Look. So it just looks like this. It's just in this. Oh, well, thank you. I'll do what I love. I'm going to sing to y'all. No, I'm joking. No singing from me. That is fun. This is interesting how they did that. Okay. So yeah, so I want to talk to y'all for a few seconds about school pictures. Okay. So school pictures were November 30th. Now, I see how my child comes home from school every day, a mess. I send him to school decent, and he come home looking like riffraff off the street, right? Not a big deal because I'm like, you need to show some pride in yourself and things like that. But he's still learning. I can't be super hard on him because he's still learning how to navigate through life. He's 6. He's not 26. He's not 36. And even at 46, I feel like sometimes you'll still be navigating through life. So anyway, I look at the pictures yesterday and I try my best to refrain from losing it, cursing and acting a fool. But I was like, and I was on the phone with the big roommate. I was like, look at this mess. Look at this mess. And he was right in the middle of doing something because he was at work. He was like, hold on. I said, we're not buying these pictures because last year he wanted to get the pictures. And I was like, these pictures are ugly too. Last year pictures were not as good as they were better than this year's, but they were still atrocious in my opinion. I took photography in high school, and so I'm slightly biased, even though I'm not that great of a photographer. Though these pictures look like poo poo. Okay. So anyway, the first picture, my son looks like he's auditioning for the next episode of Batman, and he wants to be the Joker. The second picture has him standing there with his arms all folded up like he's mad at the world. Ugly. The third picture has him and his shirt is wrinkled up, balled up in his pants. Like it looked like they had went out and played and they came in and dusted them off. Like, okay, it's time for pictures. Like I think the pre-K and kindergarten and maybe first graders should take their pictures at the beginning of the day. Do not have the kids go out to lunch and come back. Because you know, at third and fourth and fifth grade, you kind of know how to fix yourself up. When I tell you that I was so upset with those pictures, and I think I probably used every uncouth word in the English language. I used every uncouth word in the English language. And so I showed my husband the pictures, and he was like, what is that? Like they don't check them out. They don't, like they don't dust them off or anything. He looked a mess, literally a mess, right? And so I just happened to be on Facebook yesterday because I was being sneaky. I was trying to do something. Um, and everyone, a lot of people in the Facebook group for the school is saying the same exact thing. Hi, Sandra. How you doing? Um, hope your day's going well. They're like, these pictures are ugly. No one even did anything. My daughter looked like she had just came from outside playing, blah, 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 blah. Like they were horrible. And I wrote a comment and I was like, normally I try not to write negative comments because all you're doing is just aggravating the negativity, right? You're making it grow. I said, normally I don't write negative stuff because I try to keep it upbeat and happy. But my son's pictures looked a hot mess. Okay, so this is the picture and this is our outcome. It's not bad, right? It's not too bad. But I think it would be cute coming from him, a few Christmas cards he can write on the inside. And he only has to give them to 4 people, so we have 5. And maybe he can give one to the neighbor across the street. So he has, he's making the Christmas cards. And I'll cut the back out for him and he can just write something on the inside. So yeah, if you are looking for crafts to do with your kiddos, this is a cute little craft to do for them. Or even if you are at a nursing home or a youth center or something like that, the YMCA, this would be good to use. Very inexpensive. People that work at those places don't have a huge budget anyway, and you could definitely do that. You could also paper piece these so you can trace the images and cut them all out. All right, so that is that, and we're gonna go ahead and get to the nitty gritty. We're gonna do some crafting. Now I want to share with you all something, and I do have a video coming up. It'll probably be this week coming out. So the pictures were a mess, a plum, a plum mess. And my son was like, "I want you to buy them." I was like, "When you come home today, meaning Tuesday, you'll see why mommy's always telling you to, fix your clothes, do this, do that, because apparently no one else is doing it. Like who?" So anyway, last week, you all, we made a box, and the box was from my own brain and how I had made it or whatever. So this is Left-Handed Crafter 2.0 design. So it looks like this on the outside. It's not decorated at all. It's just naked. You open it up, and there you have it. We have a lid, fancy, very swanky, and that is that one. Now this one right here, I love. Speaking of loving it, I got this paper pad from Michaels. a while back, and this paper pad is super pretty. And of course, I only have one paper pad. That's before I was in my get two. Maybe I got two, but it has the same ribbon on the side. You open it up. It's really pretty paper, and it's the same thing, just a different box. If you want to get real fancy, the instructions and everything will come up. I just need to type them out, write them out. And if you want to cover this, you'll have to do that. But yeah, that is that. We're gonna go ahead and make a book. What's up, man? Hey, Nicholas. And then we'll stamp. We have time. We have time to do a lot of stuff today for some reason. We're gonna be using this paper pad. This is a very pretty paper pad. It's called Chateau, and it's from Craft Smart, and it comes with 48 sheets of paper. And the copyright date is 2019. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have had that box in my head for like ever, and I went online and could not find anyone that, a box that I could understand instruction. It was one lady had them, but I just couldn't understand the instructions properly. So I was like, okay, well, when you can't find what you're looking for, you have to make your own. So that's what I did. I made my own. Now, I do want to do some coloring, but I don't know. I don't have the paper that I want to do coloring with. I'm gonna do some paper piecing of some images because I want to make another one of those boxes and show that you can, because I made it for a card, A2 size cards, but you can do other stuff in there. You don't need it to be that particular way. Oh, I did that, didn't I? You sure did. That's okay. So we're gonna cut this down to 5 by 7. And now we're going to score it. So full disclosure, on Friday I pack up my little downstairs situation and I go and I craft in person with someone. So a lot of stuff I didn't take out the little box. So we're gonna score it every half inch. Okay. And we're gonna do 4 of these. When I say 4, I mean 4 pockets, 4 pages. 1 second. I like this tree. I think you guys will like this tree too. So, like right now, it's starting to dry, right? And you can't even feel the glue that much on where the glue seeped out from the fabric tag, except for like right here because I put something on it and didn't cover it up. But wherever you feel the fabric tag glue, you can always cover it. I like it a lot. I'm biased. I did make it, so of course I'm gonna be biased, right? Right, Nicholas? I know. Excuse me, Nicholas. I forgot I didn't have any tape downstairs anymore, so I need to get tape. Well, apparently I can't find my tape at all. At all. Like nowhere. So we're gonna do something else after we finish this portion though. I don't like to leave things like unfinished. And then I guess we could color. This is so weird. Just when you think you have everything, almost all of the kinks worked out or whatever you're doing, you find out that you don't. It can be rather unnerving as well. I was creating a video and I ran out of tape. And so I grabbed more tape, but because it's so functional and it works like it's supposed to all the time, I don't remember what I did with the tape. And what's going to happen is as soon as the video ends, I'll be like, oh, there's tape right there. Oh, great. So anyway, we're gonna make 4. 1, 2, 3, and then this piece right here will be 4. This paper is 110 pounds from Joann Fabric. So it is very, very hard to just manipulate one time. If you are going to be using this, I do recommend you score front and back, which I did not do. But I do recommend you score front and back. And burnish it down as best as possible. Don't not burnish it. And you manipulate your paper to best suit you. It's paper. Don't let it beat you up unless it wants to give you a paper cut. Then you're on your own with that one. I can't save you. So I have some tape. I'm going to try and see if it's going to work. But it's a tape roller. I'm not sure if it's going to do the exact same. So what I will do is, what I have been telling you that I don't do is put glue, wet glue, and the tape. Because I kind of want to stay on track. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4. And so basically what you want is to have a valley in between each of your scores. I do apologize for the intermission, but hopefully you got up and stretched. You went and got you some more coffee or tea or lemonade or whatever it is that you are into, and you're back with me. So if you can hear the sound of my voice. So I'm going to use some Tombow permanent adhesive. I'm not that good with tape rollers. Hi, Debbie. But we're going to try it out. I definitely don't recommend this. I recommend some real deal adhesive tape. So I'm just going to put the T on here because, we're on the struggle bus today. And I am going to lightly coat this with this glue. Let's do this first. And who knows, this might be the next thing I invest in, which is not. I can tell you that already. I really don't care for these glue runners. I tried those when I first started crafting and I was crap at it. Very much so crap at it. I even bought an ATG gun, the roller, the ATG, whatever it's called. And it's too much. It's too many moving parts because apparently I couldn't figure that mess out. But I did buy a Teresa Collins one, a smaller one, and it was like, okay, I can use that. The problem with those machines with people's names on them, if they stop making the product for you, then guess what? You're stuck. And it sticks pretty good. So we'll just see. I didn't even put any glue on that one. So we're just going to have to roll with the punches. It could always be worse. That's what we got to tell ourselves. Yeah. Why do you hardly use it though? Is it because I feel like it's just big and clunky and I don't know how to use it that great. So that's one of the reasons why I don't use it. that much. So we're going to go ahead and do this side, and we're going to just put the tape down and hope for the best. This permanent tape is time. Yeah, wet glue is good. I don't am not big on. I feel like every glue, adhesive, wet glue, all those glues, I feel like they all have their lanes, and a lot of people choose what lane they want to be in when they're doing it. So we're just going to burnish this down and move on. We're not going to let this stop us. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep crafting, and hopefully it sticks together. If not, ooh. My friend was like, you should make the teacher something for Christmas. And I was like, no, ma'am. Because I don't think, the big thing is a lot of people that have crickets, they're making all those tumblers and mugs. You know how many tumblers and mugs the teachers probably get from a cricket user? I don't want that. And then I'm assuming that some of them are crafty. I could be wrong, but I think some of them are pretty crafty. Trying to be just like that. I'm just using this eraser, erase this right here, and not worry about it. I feel like one of the reasons why I don't use a lot of glue runners is because I'm so heavy handed. One of the reasons I'm like really heavy handed with all of it, and I could be excessive. And you know what happens when you're excessive on certain things? You use too much, becomes like an addiction, things like that. So I try to be mindful of that. And I do love a good wet glue. It does me right. But in some instances, you need to use sticky glue, adhesive, or whatever. I like making books, so I find that books are very relaxing for me to make. So I do enjoy that. I mean, I could get a teacher's a book, but mm-mm. No way, Jose. And then our last little, the back. Okay. So what are your crafty plans for the new year? For content creators, are you going to be making more videos? Um, I've signed up for 3 collaborations, and I'm gonna see if. And I know Deb announced last night that she's going to be doing her jewelry collab. So that's 4 collaborations, and then I have 5 collaborations that I'm going to be in next year. I already know. Just waiting on the details on all of them except for one. And then I have a few that I plan on, not collaborations, just series that I want to do myself. Okay, and that's the last one. And we've made our book. Let's go ahead and glue our spine down so we can make this stable. Because if not, we're going to be doing the wave the whole time. And this I will use wet glue on. Yeah. I So, speaking from a content creator, not a viewer of YouTube, I feel like because I feel like crafters, I'm not sure about other content creators, but I've heard them say, it could be stressful trying to create new content and stay relevant and stuff like that. I'm not quote unquote relevant in the YouTube space or even like the super huge craft community that it is. I'm satisfied with people that know me and I can hang out with them from time to time on my live streams or whatever. But I find that when I join collaborations and I do things like that, it makes me want to craft more. I don't feel like Oh, I'm not in the collaboration. I ain't got to do nothing. I feel like it gives me a little bit more purpose to do more creations, more things like that. Whereas sometimes, we can definitely get into that. Oh, I'm not going to craft today because, well, you can send me an email, lefthandedcrafter@yahoo.com, and I can help you if you like. The video part is definitely, I'm going to put the glue on this spine today. I normally probably put it on the other way, but today we're going to do it this way. The video portion can easily be the least of your worries because I use my cell phone for the most part. I've always used my cell phone until I started trying to do more. And so I've switched from my cell phone to something different, a webcam to use. And even that was frustrating me at the very beginning because one day it was blurry, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. And I swapped from the Facebook group to this, and it was just kind of annoying. And then I came back and it was fine. I'm like, okay. So that part right there. So I'm just gonna burnish this down with my fingers to make that glue stick. But I feel like if you craft, and maybe you all that create, all of you can comment on this. Do you ever get to the point where you don't want to craft, like you don't really want to create, and then you go and you look in your craft space, you're like, well, I have all this junk. I might as well cut some paper. And then you cut the paper, and before you know it, you've created this masterpiece of work, and you're like, oh, I still got it. I never say that I still got it because I try not to get too angry uh, at whatever's going on in life to allow me not to craft. So we need 8 pages, and we're just going to pull out a few of these beautiful sheets of paper here. And I'm going to try to be as cheap as possible. I won't be using this one because this is my favorite page. I only have one left. I love a good writing script, but I'm going to try to go with some a little bit more green just because we have the green base. Green, and I pull out a blue page. But for me, like, I always tell myself, okay, I signed up for this person's collaboration. I need to do my portion. You can't. For me, when I had the, what collab was it? Also Malone collab. I was like, this is fun, and I got a chance to meet amazing people, and learn new things, new techniques. Like, I'm not sure if she's still in chat, but Jessica Marvel. I mean, her name is Jessica Marvel. First of all, right? I love her name. It's like a superhero name. But I didn't know her before she joined the collaboration. If you've ever been to her channel and you can see her work, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Like, it's so, I don't know. It looks like it should be in a shop and you should be buying it from like somebody's craft space, a store. Go ahead and pull these pages out because I'm taking too long. And I got a chance to meet her, and I think that's the good part about doing collaborations. Not so much for your exposure, but the exposure you get when you meet new people and you get to see new things and stuff like that. I enjoy that process a whole lot. So we're gonna go ahead and do our little turn of 12 by 12 into 4 5 by 7 pages. Yeah, if you need, like, I feel like something that the community does not really do well is we don't embrace new crafters unless you are a fancy crafter. So if you're a fancy crafter, if you make like fancy creations, your channel will bloom and blossom and people will love you. But if you don't do that, if you make simple projects or things like that, then it takes a while to grow. So if you, and I'm not saying that, I'm still growing. I haven't even reached 2,000 subscribers yet. But when I do, we're going to have a party. We're going to live stream for 3 weeks. No, I'm joking. But if you need help, I feel like the community doesn't, what I was saying is the community doesn't really say, hey, I can show you how to do this if you need help. But you always have to ask for help. It is a Facebook group called YouTube Craft Community or something like that, and they're pretty helpful on there. If you got to ask. No one's going to say, here, take this information and do what you will. You have to seek out that knowledge. And so that's one thing that I have learned. The If I want your help, I need to ask you for your help. I can't be afraid to get the door slammed in my face or be told, no, I'm not helping you or anything like that. Not that anyone has ever done that, because I'll harass you multiple times. Like, very crafty, I ask her the same question and she gives me the same answer. I'm like, well, maybe I'm not speaking the language that I need to be speaking. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I tend to harass her a lot. And Ruth Inkwell, I'll ask her questions. And I asked her a dumb question once, and she was like, X-Acto knife? I felt dumb, but I was like, oh, okay, thanks, that's great. Now I understand. Because it was something simple. I was like, how did you cut that? She's like, with a ruler and an X-Acto knife. And she wrote it. And like when you get a message from someone that's writing you a message, you can just sense the eye roll in the tone of the text, right? Because most times text messages, the tone gets lost in translation. But I definitely felt that she was like, really? Really? Are you seriously asking me that question? Like, I even harass Amara sometimes, like, what do you think of this? I try not to harass her a lot because she works a lot. So, but she'll give me the answer. I'm like, okay. But I'm still I feel like I'm still asking dumb questions. And I've been doing things for a while. And now I ask my other friends in the other community I'm a part of, the gaming community. And I know for a fact that I've asked the same question to 7 different people, and they've all given me the same answer. And the next day I'll come back and say, well, what about this? Or what do you think of this? And it's the same thing. Like, I was on a voice chat with my friend, and I was like, well, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, but I don't want to do them together. I want to do them separate, but I want it to be connected. But then I don't want. It was so confusing, and she was just like, well, who's in her like get it together voice, who said you had to do them all at the same time? I was like, you were smart. I'm glad you're my friend, because sometimes you can really be lost in trying to figure out what you're going to do. So what I plan on doing is I have a bird cage die. I'm going to die cut that bird cage die out. And if you can see these pictures, they have little birds in them. Like, right here's a bird. So I'm going to, the extra, because I like to make scraps. I only need 8 sheets. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make a bird cage on top of it and just put like some things. So we'll make cards. I've decided that we're going to make more cards this year as well. More cards. So if we make 1 card, it'll be 5. I'm going to try to do 5 cards, except for 10 on the 10th. Oh, I'm in another collaboration too. You know what? There are definitely dope questions, but I understand what you're saying. Oh my goodness. I remember when I was teaching and, you encourage people to ask questions, because sometimes what you're thinking, your classmate is thinking too. So when I was teaching, I was like, there's no such thing as dumb questions, but I do preface that with, think about what you're going to ask first. Don't just blurt out, why is so-and-so on $1 or something like that. So one of the ladies in the class, the young ladies, she asked a question. And the guy next to her was like, that was a dumb question. Why'd you ask her that? Right. And I was like, oh, hold up. She was like, she said there's no such thing as a dumb question and I can ask whatever I want. And I was like, you're absolutely right. You definitely can. You definitely can. Because, you want to encourage that spark in free thinking. But she was asking like, who pays for the gas on something? It was a weird question. I was like, what? Like, I didn't even understand the question for the most part. And she was like, well, who pays for the gas? Because I was teaching medicine. And she's like, who pays for the gas on the ambulance? I was like, the government? She's like, oh. I think she was trying to figure out how the financial system worked for ambulance systems. And everybody was like, oh, no, not the, like, because she was known for asking like silly questions. Hi, Vanessa. How are you today? Hopefully well. All right, so we got our pages done, and we only need 8, and we got 1,000. But I thought this would be really cool to put on the outside because this green is giving me those types of vibes. We're going to put that on the outside, and we're going to put this on the back as well. And then we are going to use these little bird feet in the middle of this page right here. So we got that. And then we need to cover up the inside. So we're going to do, it's just going to be a repeated pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to come back with this 1, 2. So hopefully I got this right. Let's see. I do like making these books. I feel very springtime right now, even though I'm stuck in October, because I don't know where the year went. Like after September, the rest of the year is kind of like a blur to me. I'm not sure if that's how you all feel, but I feel like I went to sleep and woke up and we were December 14th. I've been here, but I feel like someone's still in my time. So we're gonna go, yeah, 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that is how we're gonna do this. Let's go ahead and glue our top down real quickly. I hope you all are doing great. I hope that you are crafting along with me, maybe. Maybe? No? It's so interesting, like when I'm watching like the craft shows, they're like, are you all crafting? I'm like, no, I'm trying to see what you're selling because I may want to buy some stuff. I feel like this is just my opinion. And it's not a very popular opinion when it comes to complaining about purchasing things all the time. But I feel like the community should slow down. Like they should slow down some. We're just gonna measure this out. This is 1.5. So we're gonna cut 2.5 inches. So it's 1.5. Oh, well, I'm not in. Maybe you can send it to me on Discord, your picture, because I'm not in Jessa's Discord anymore. So I don't know how I would, be nosy and see what you created. That's all wrong. We didn't cut all that wrong. That's okay. If you want to share, I mean, you don't have to share with me, but I would love to see. I am always in awe of watercolorists. They always make me smile. So I'm just going to crease these edges really quickly, and I'm going to cut this one down. Yep. So my son's school pictures are hideous, and I don't I don't like that they're hideous because this is the thing. I don't know if they do yearbooks at the school, but I'm not supporting his picture being in the school yearbook this year. Like, you know, I don't know because I don't think my little guy's he's not an ugly child, right? And I know I'm biased by saying that, but he's a cute little boy. He's a cute kid. All the kids at the school are very very cute. Like that's a if they were running for cute kids in the school, I think his school will win. That's how biased I am because there's a lot of cute little kiddos there. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I almost caught baby fever yesterday. Where did I go? Somewhere I wasn't supposed to be apparently. I'm trying to catch baby fever. I was somewhere yesterday at Walmart, Five and Below, one of those two stores. Dollar Tree, maybe. Maybe it was a Dollar Tree. I don't remember. I was at a store yesterday, and this lady and this guy, it was Walmart. They came in with. Let's see, she scored it wrong anyway. with the cutest little baby girl. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, she's so cute. I was like, it's time to go. That's what I told myself. Like, get out of here. I'm gonna rescore it right here. Because I don't want any more kids, but oh, that's good. Yeah, take some pictures and post them. Because your inspiration, your creation could spark inspiration in someone else, right? That is our new thing. Share your craft so that you may spark the joy in others. Also, just so you know, this was a big secret, and she probably will kill me once I say this, but Barry Crafty and I have been discussing doing a Bob Ross collab, not a whole like 12 months or whatever, just a one time thing. Have never caught baby fish. Oh yeah, you know it's an ugly thing. Well, I wouldn't say I caught it like, oh, I need to go and procreate, but I was just like, oh, it would be so nice to have another little. And I was like, before I even got all the way through the heat of baby fever, I was like, no, your son is walking and talking and can almost take care of himself. Let's just be happy that we are where we are and we haven't been to jail. Me for losing my mind on him. So yeah, Bob Ross. So we're supposed to be picking. So the baby fever came and went as fast as it came and went. Right. Yeah, we've been talking about it. We're supposed to be picking a picture out and doing it. And I don't know how we would capture us doing the thing. Would she create her own video? Would I? I'm in the works to go and harass her and Samara next year. So maybe the three of us could watch a video and do it. That would be cool. But that's something that we have to discuss in the background. And who knows if it's going to work out because now I have to wait on my husband's vacation time and all this other stuff. So, but I really want to do that. I had because of Bear Craft, she had said, "Oh, it's a Bob Ross documentary." I was like, "Yeah, I saw it," but I had saw one a long, long time ago, and it wasn't even a real documentary. It was just someone, did some research and found out he was in the military and he used to be really mean. And he said he got out the military so he didn't have to yell at people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now they have a new documentary out, and it's not that flattering towards the people that own Bob Ross Inc. right now. It's really sad. But documentaries, from my experience, are one-sided. They're very one-sided documentaries. If you have Netflix, I recommend you don't eat this on a watch it on a full stomach. But they have this documentary called "What the Health." After you watch the documentary, you'll probably not want to eat again for a long time because it just shows you how horrible the meat industry really is and things like that. But I feel like it's from a vegetarian or a vegan standpoint. And so I think when you watch documentaries, they're not really intended for both sides. They're always one-sided documentaries. So got to keep that in mind when you watch a documentary. Unless it's like a music documentary or something like that. Like I had fell down the Queen rabbit hole and I was watching something. They was like, yeah, Russell, I think it's Russell Brand. He was supposed to actually be what's the man's name? I can't remember the man's name. The lead singer Queen. He was supposed to be he was supposed to do the video and not the other little guy that's in Mr. Robot. This piece of study sliding off. So I don't like that they slide like this. So I'm just trying to adjust this before we proceed because that would really upset me if it tore. Yeah, what the hell? Which one did you see? Did you see What the Health or did you see the Bob Ross documentary? Because I kind of believe most of the stuff uh in the Bob Ross one only because it seems for the most part it seems like it could be a bit on the those people could be a bit on the shady side. But I don't know. So since this is the ugly side, we're gonna make that the back, right? Because it's the back of the tree. Back of the tree now. So you gotta keep that in mind. But what the hell? Oh, what the health? Yes, what the health will have you like? I'm gonna just go and jump off the train right now because I'm such a horrible person. But just watching it and learn, for me, documentaries are very educational. Look at this. She is not gonna let this go. You see that? I did not want to let that go, and now I got a hole. That's okay. Um, the heck, man. Talk about what the hell. Yeah, it was we're gonna have to put some lace on here. I see, or something. Um, it was very eye opening for some of those things because my when I was a child, I lived in Houston, and some of the same things that they were complaining about I can relate to. Like, it was it's a paper factory down the street, and this has nothing to do with the movie, but it's a paper factory down the street. And on certain days when they start the mill, you can smell the smell, and it would just make me sick to my stomach. So if they have those centers where they process the animals, I can understand some of that. Um, in regards to people being sick and stuff, because if you're living down the street from it, I feel like it's definitely some health risk for that. So we're still going to try to make this the back, even though it's ripped to shreds right now. But yeah. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attempt my best at folding this over. I don't know why this little lip is acting so bananas. All right, so let's see. So yeah, what the health now? Um, what I enjoyed about the movie was the educational piece. The educational piece. What I did not enjoy about the movie was I feel like they were very much so pushing veganism or vegetarianism, and I juiced for about a month and a half, maybe not that long, but I juiced for a while. And juicing is, in my opinion, one of the hardest things you do if you're not mentally prepared. And it's very expensive because you throw the pulp in the trash. You don't do anything with the pulp. Not the Pope, but the Pope from the food that you're pulverizing and you're drinking and juicing. And so when I was talking to my friend about it, she's like, "Oh no, you need to do this, this, and this." I'm like, "You didn't tell me that." And so when I watched that documentary on juicing, Joe Cross, why is this not behaving properly? Um, I found that one to be very interesting as well. And he didn't seem as biased on that, but of course, he's selling. It's all a brand, and they're all selling something. Oh, great. Just great. Okay. Let's see. I don't know why this is behaving so nasty towards me. We're going to try this one last time. And the good thing is, I'm covering up this. It's not like a notebook or anything, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so what the health? When I watched it, I was like, oh, I stopped eating eggs for a long time, though. I must admit, I stopped eating eggs for a while, and I wasn't even doing cow's milk, but I do cow's milk now. And I was eating almond milk. I was drinking almond milk, but I was getting so sick after I would have the almond milk that I had to go back to. I didn't have to. I could have just, I guess, ate my cereal with water. I don't know. But I went back to cow's milk, and I've always only really did 2% anyway. So 2% milk. Um, I don't eat beef or pork anyway, besides the cow's milk, right? So I don't eat beef or pork meat. And so all I really did was chicken and any poultry and fish. And so I never really did tilapia because, tilapia is a fatty fish and some of the food that I grew up with is garbage food in the health industry anyway. So it was very eye opening to see some of the things that they tell you should eat, which is completely opposite from the people that are telling you to eat these healthy foods. Like, they were saying, oh, you shouldn't eat salmon, you shouldn't eat this, and you shouldn't eat that because it's not really good for you. And I'm like, how? Are we not on the same planet? Because the health, and then the FDA, they was like, oh, it's not very good, and then they had the secret cameras showing how they would take cows and make it into meat and stuff, and the pigs and the chickens. Well, for the most part, we known that some of the practices of getting the food has been horrible, and they've been trying to work on that. Because I remember a while back they were saying that Walmart was selling meat from overseas and all this other stuff, and we didn't know how they were treating them and things like that. So I think, uh-oh, I think that they have corrected that for the most part. But I try not to eat. I try not to buy my meats from Walmart anymore. We have HEB here, super expensive. And from what I understand, HEB ran off all the other competitors besides Walmart. Like it used to be Kroger here. And when I grew up in Houston, it was a Fiesta and things like that. So they ran off all the competitors. So it's HEB, Walmart, and a few local Hispanic stores and a few Asian stores that you can go in and get certain things from. Which, if you like a good variety of foods and meats, that's definitely something that you can do. I always feel like I don't know what I would be ordering. I mean, because I'm still getting polo, right? The chicken, if I go into any other restaurants, I mean, not the restaurants, the eating places, but it's a good alternative besides Walmart. So I try to get our meat from HEB, and I feel better about it because, if you've ever been to Walmart, you see food, some sorry sap of a customer has taken the food and just left it there because they probably got mad the line was too long or whatever. And then what happens? The recovery team goes and gets that meat, and this is just my assumption. They get the meat and put it right back on the shelf, and then you buy it, and it's been thawed, it's been killed, frozen, thawed, killed, thawed, frozen, left on the counter, refroze, and it's just not very healthy. So I always think about that um, when I'm purchasing it. And I told the big roommate, I was like, this is more expensive. He said, yes, but it's healthier. I said, okay, if that's the route we're going, okay, we're gonna do this route, fine. And a lot of the food from HEB is sourced locally from places here in Texas and in the immediate area. So a lot of food says Hill Country because I live in San Antonio. So a lot of it says Hill Country, and Hill Country is an hour away from me. That doesn't mean that it's the better quality of meat or the better quality of anything. Because some of the stuff that has the Hill Country sign, I'm like, this is garbage. I'll take the knockoff brand better than this one. So now we're just putting our little pieces on. And I always have someone in mind when I'm making books, or I don't. And today I don't. I just wanted to make a book, and then we're going to try to end on a fun note. We're going to color up a few some images. I'm at the table in downstairs. I'm not in my craft space. So I try not to bring a lot of junk because I don't want to put all the junk back up because she lazy like that when it comes to craft stuff. So, I'm hoping the next time you see me live will be next year, right? For real. In case, but I'm gonna try to go live next week. If not, I'm gonna try my hardest to get up some videos and premiere them at the same time. But it won't be a 3-hour video because that's a long time to hang out, or a 2-hour video, and we've already hit the 2-hour mark. So once this is over, I'm gonna test the crowd and see what you all want to do, and then we'll be done. But I'm just doing. Oh, I forgot to get the string. See, that's one of my problems. So I have a lot of ribbon, right? And I've been saying I'm going to use my ribbon up because why buy the ribbon? Because it's on sale and it looks beautiful. That's why I buy a lot of my junk. I'm not sure what you all do, and I'm not trying to attack you, but that's why I buy a lot of my junk. But anyway, I I want to start using ribbon more. I remember back in the day, I think it was Tina's Messy Craft Life. I think that's her name now. I'm not sure. But I could be wrong, so I don't want to misquote anybody. They had like this roulette thing and it was like you roll a, I think it was like you roll a dice and you pick the number of things you use, and it was like ribbon, buttons, all kinds of different things in your craft space that you would use, and you would incorporate those into your thing. I know Deb Hoax Crafty Cottage, she was doing a mixed media challenge with some another lady on here, and it was like, okay, you need to use purples and you need to use greens and stuff like that because it gets you to use your craft stuff. Like if you're not joining challenges, and I like that Samara said that, she's like she's going to join more challenges and things like that to craft more as well as to get rid of some of your supply. I think that's the one thing that we have to keep in mind when we are crafting and buying stuff is like, what is the purpose of this? Like, what is this purpose? So I've been doing more of that. Like, what is the purpose? I had actually went to Hobby Lobby looking for some craft paper because I wanted to do a few things with it, but they didn't have the craft paper I was looking for, and I was like, we're just not gonna buy it. And right now, Michaels, I'm not enabling you. They have some paper on sale. They have their 12 by 12 metallics or something on sale. And I was like, is this really a good deal? I mean, for Michael's, yeah, it's a good deal. But could I buy it from another craft store and be okay with it? And I think the answer is probably yes, because I did not purchase the paper. And plus, I like solid sheets of 12 by 12 paper because you can do a lot with it, especially your machine. If you're using your Cricut, Silhouette, Scan and Cut, or whatever, you can do a lot more on your machine like that. You can have the machine cut out a whole bunch of pieces of paper. You don't have to do it. The machine will do it for you. So I usually pull out my 12 by 12 sheets of paper, but that's when I was getting upset with Tuesday Morning because Tuesday Morning is not selling a lot of craft supplies. And I had went to Tuesday Morning. Um, did I take my son to Tuesday Morning? I did take him to Tuesday Morning, so it was Sunday. We went to Tuesday Morning, and it was the manager, the OG manager that I first met when I moved back to San Antonio. He was in there. I was like, "Oh, you're back." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Good," because I stopped coming here because the store was so crappy. It had it wasn't the store; it was the team that they had at the area. They were very nasty to people and rude. And I always tell you guys, I have such a horrible shopping experience at some of these stores, more than you would think, considering that I frequent them. But I like to go when only certain people are working or whatever, or certain times of the day. I think the daytime crew is a little bit nicer than the evening crew because the evening crew is probably pulled an all day shift somewhere else or went to college, and then they get there and they're like, "Ooh, I don't want to deal with you." I had went to Joanne Fabric, and I talk about this in another video, and I was looking for something, and the girl was just nasty to me. She was just very condescending, is what she was. And I was like, okay. Because the one thing you don't want to be on TV for is jumping over to Joanne Fabric cutting counter and smacking somebody, right? You're not pulling a Wayne Brady and smacking anybody. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go check. And I find myself like, okay, I don't want to go to that store anymore because of this. But I like Joanne Fabric. I'll just have to travel to the other one, which is an inconvenience, but it's my mental health is way more important than anything else, right? My husband, on the other hand, he would probably talk some trash to her and be like, "Well, why you gotta be so rude or something?" Because sometimes people don't even know that they're being rude, and that's the sad part. So this is our book we finished. Oh, look. Aww. Yep. Let's go ahead and fix this right now. All right. So it's being ugly. We're gonna put some lace on here. Yeah, I think lace will probably be the only thing that could salvage this. So let's see. That is so horrible. This book was looking out to be. Sometimes though, whew, no, I would never beat anyone up, but well, I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know. I'm gonna get some yellow. I have some yellow ribbon. I think the yellow. We'll see. Oh, do I want to continue? Do we want to continue, y'all? Yeah, I don't want to. No fighting. You're right. But if she needed to get calibrated, I mean, she was barking up the right tree with the wrong person. One time I went to Joann Fabric and was checking out, and the lady had an attitude. And my son speaks to every dang body, right? And I always tell him that some people are very not in the mood to talk, so you have to be careful with with that. And so I'm just gonna say her name was Brandy, right? And he was like, "Hi, blah blah blah," and she didn't say anything to him. And that's the number one way that you could really mess me mess me up and make me lose my train of thought. Is not speak to a child and not speak to my child, right? Because I'm biased. And I was like, so I said, son, don't talk to her anymore. And he was like, why? I said, because Brandy's having a bad day apparently. And she kind of looked and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah 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 blah. I'm like, uh-huh, yeah, like don't try it, ma'am. Do not try it. I'm really trying not to roll up on people and stuff like that because it's dangerous. People doing crazy stuff. They're shooting people for no reason. And I don't want to get shot because it was a quote unquote misunderstanding, right? But sometimes, oh, I don't know what's going on with that. Sometimes your ignorance is worse than the person's ignorance that has rubbed you the wrong way, and they don't realize that. Like sometimes people will look at you and be like, "Oh, this person is such a pushover or such a blah blah blah," and then they don't realize that they got the wrong person on the right day, right? We're gonna use. I have a salmon, a champagne color. I'm gonna do that offline, I think, and then I'll just do a project share. Um, in a couple of weeks. I had told I can't remember her name. I had told I was gonna do those uh, a little purse tutorial. So I gotta work on that as well. She about to pull out the scissors. No, I was not. I was too. Let me go ahead and finish cutting this down because that's crazy. Me and scissors and trying to cut something straight and even, not gonna work. Mm-mm. I actually might use some white lace to cover the edges because I can put this memories in the center. I think that would be good. Right. Well, yeah, I'm trying my hardest to, not be the crazy person that I normally am when it comes to acting a fool. Cuz as you get older, you care less about making a fool of yourself, right? You're like, "What? I know you didn't." And not the ignorant, I know you didn't. More so like, "Oh, do we have a problem?" or whatever, cuz I've had those situations where people have attempted to be disrespectful and then you check them and they're like, oh, I got the wrong person. And I'm like, yeah, you got the wrong person right day. Because I'm retired, right? That's what I tell people. I don't work. I don't have a job. I got time. What's good? And everybody's like, oh no, no, not nothing. Nothing's good, ma'am. I apologize. So we're gonna use these we're gonna use these as inserts into the today I will find the beauty. Is this backwards? It's backwards for me. Hopefully, it's not for you all. Still is the heart that learns to simplify. Oh, I feel like I'm attacking myself right now. Like with all this about simplify and beauty and all that good stuff. Who needs that stuff? So, give me 1 second. I'm going to go and get our stamp of the hour. I think. Actually, you know what? I don't think we're gonna stamp. We'll stamp. Maybe I'll just do a stamp and color video because it's getting late, as Jill Scott would say. Um, and we don't want that. It's not backwards great because it's good. But we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of the decorating here. I was gonna use my decorative scissors and trim these edges. right? But we'll see. I'm gonna put this right on the inside, right here. This is very pretty paper. It's a bit, the colors are a bit out there, I must admit to that, but it's very pretty paper. I think I'm gonna put this on the back, and I want this on the front. Nope. Yep. So we're gonna go with that other one. All right, and we're gonna use no. We was gonna use some tape, but she's scared. If the tape gun rolled up on me, I would back down. That's it. I personally believe that people will look at you and assume that you are a certain way, right? They'll think you're a pushover. Uh, just because you're quiet, you're meek, you're mild, does not mean that you're not the crazy person, right? And so sometimes you have that crazy person will just jump out and scare everybody, even yourself sometimes. So I know that that has happened to me before. And I try my hardest to keep the crazy under lock and key. And not for um not because I'm afraid of the crazy that's going to come out, but I feel like you don't really need to know that person, right? You don't really need to see that crazy person unless you're asking for her. Um and the same thing that happened with the big roommate before. I was we had a difference of opinion about some stuff, and the crazy just came out. And the thing is, everyone has crazy. Everyone knows crazy. Everyone can be crazy. But if you have two crazies, it's like, if you've ever heard the saying "big bank take little bank," who's the craziest? Like, who of you, who is the craziest? And a lot of times my crazy trumps all that nonsense that he's talking about. My best friend, she had sent me this picture, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's like, I have a crazy sister that she does blah 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 blah. But she had sent me this picture like, I have a crazy best friend. Uh, don't make me call her or something like that. And I'm like, are are you referring to me? Like, clutching my pearls or whatever. Is that about me? Like, are you referencing me as the crazy person? But you really know that you are the crazy person. So, and she was like, and I just thought it was a funny shirt. Like, I love those kind of. I have a lot of funny sayings on shirts or whatever, because I found that they are very funny, not very mature or anything at all. But I love them, and you can't make me stop wearing them. So. I like them a lot, because I feel like as an adult, you already have a lot of stuff going on in your mind. You're trying to take care of the family, pay the bills, make sure it's a roof over your head, all that stuff, as well as all of your own little insecurities, all the things that you have an issue with that you haven't resolved yet. All those kinds of crazy things are still going on in your life, and you're adulting now. And there's no handbook or manuscript for how to live life, even though a lot of people want to tell you it is. It's no book on how to raise your children, anything like that, even though it's a lot of books out there that tells you how to be a better parent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Uh, but it's no book out there. So you have to be the judge and the guide, and figure out all this other stuff, because what works for child A is not going to work for child B. And it's interesting, how we see those things. So when it comes to me acting crazy and showing that crazy side, I try not to let it come out that often, because you don't need to see her. Like, you don't want to see her, because if she's showing up, it's really, if you ever see the sorter or the crazy lady come out, I would just say run, right? I would say run and don't look back. Just leave me be. And when things have calmed down, I'll call you. So I'm gonna make this into a little tiny tuck spot real quick. But for the most part, I think that I have mastered not letting crazy show up for the most part. Oh, but did I think I told y'all about the cupcake situation at my son's school. Crazy was about to show up that day. Whew, Crazy was gonna show up, and it wouldn't have been good. It would have been like I would have been embarrassed the next time I went to the school. So I'm glad they didn't let Crazy show up, and I'm glad that Crazy stayed in her place. This is pretty. Let's do this. What y'all think? I haven't asked y'all for none of y'all opinion. All of a sudden, I'm like, what you think, huh? Mm-mm-mm. Talk about crazy. I think if we do this, I don't like this gold foil. Hmm. Yeah. I don't. I don't find Samara as the kind of person that like blows up, but I feel like she's very calculating. Not in a bad way, but she's like, "Oh, okay. Is that what you're doing? Okay, well, sure." And I feel like when she tells you sure, you're in trouble. Like whatever her answer, like you have a go-to word. I feel like whatever her go-to word is, run, cuz she not playing. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but yeah. Because I don't feel like you are the kind of person that's, neck popping, finger wagging, attitude crazy lady. You could be totally that crazy lady. I mean, you do live in Florida, so I know another crazy lady, but I don't think her, even Bear Crafty, her crazy is not like that. Her crazy is very subtle, very subtle, and then you experience, and you're like, what in the world? What just happened? Right? My crazy is like, this what we doing? Yeah. Okay. That's what we doing. Okay. You try to walk away, you try to talk yourself out of acting a dang fool, and then the person is like poking the bear, and then the bear turns into a vicious, ferocious killer. It's like I was just playing, and the bear's like, no, it's too late. I'm going to eat you. I like this, like that. A lot of tucks. But I want some pages for pictures. Yeah. See, no, none of the people I mentioned are responding, so I must have hit the nail on the head, right? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I have a friend, and she is probably the calmest person I've ever had the pleasure of harassing, right? Um, and one day she was live streaming, and someone said something, and she said, I'm just gonna say they called her some glue. She said, are you talking to me? Are you calling me glue? I'm not gonna be too many more of them glues. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, ooh. But now I have moderator keys, so I can just get rid of them if need be. Cause she gives you, like, you can tell in her voice, like, the quote unquote warning. I want to put this on here, but I feel like this is just a waste of cold cream. I don't know. It says exceptional cold cream. I feel like that's a waste. Oh yeah, it's a waste. But this is like this, if you go into like a boudoir, you smell like that fancy perfume or whatever. That's definitely what I think of this when I see it. But I am running out of. Oh, oh, did we? Oh, still is the yes. Let's do. Could you put a picture on top of that? No. What about right here? No. Let's just do be kind because we need to be kind, right? Be kind. See, everybody's still quiet because they don't want to admit. It's all good. It is all good. I'm gonna put be kind right here. But I think a lot of my crafty friends are more quiet when it comes to the nonsense. And then once they've had enough of the nonsense, they explode. The reason why I say this because you're crafting, so your patience level is a little bit higher than a non-crafter. But I could be wrong. It's a lot of I've watched some people lose it within seconds of them being on. I'm like, oh, that escalated quickly. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat. Let me know. Are you calm? Are you that person that will attack at any given time? All right. I was supposed to put Be Kind on there, wasn't I? No, we're going to put these memories here. Shoot. Yeah, memories will fit. Let me just trim it down a little bit. See, no one wants to confirm. No one's confirming if they are. See, yep. For the most part, you are until you're not. And when you're not, you're not. Oh. For the most part, you're very, very calm. Then the storm erupts and leaves nothing in its wake except for people standing there holding their head like, what just happened? What's really going on here? Like, why? What did I say? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I called it. Got a lot of Bob Rosses in the chat apparently. Happy accidents. Just relaxed and calm. So we're gonna use this lace right here, if I can find the end, and we're gonna be done. We want to end on a high note, and I want to keep my friend, so I won't be talking too much trash. Oh, exactly. It's not worth the energy, right, Velasty? Until it is. Because you know what? It's always worth it in some points. Like I said, you picked the right one on the wrong day. I got time. She got time today and she gonna use it, right? So I'm thinking I've done this before. This type of lacy situation. Yeah, that memories. Memories. Or could I just do the bottom? So we're gonna cut this. I was looking for my decorative scissors, but of course, anything I'm looking for I can't find. Not backwards. Great, thank you. That green is so loud. I don't know why I thought the green would look a lot better, but you know what? It's okay. My fighting words when people really upset me is okay, you're right. What? Blah, blah. I said you were right. I'm wrong. You're right. Okay. Like, you can be evil in your own right. And it's not even like trying to do reverse psychology. It's about keeping your mojo, your self in check, right? There's been times I lost it though, completely lost it. Completely lost it. I remember one time I was talking to the bank and they had transferred the money, all of the money out of my account into their bank. And they said that I did it, and I went off on the lady, like blah blah, like not like calling her dumb or stupid, but I was angry. I went off on her because they emptied out my bank account, and she was like, "No, it's your fault." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Since you say it's my fault, how you gonna fix my mistake then?" And she was like, "Well, I'm not saying that." I said, "Well, you said that I did it. So how do you fix my error?" And she was kind of like, "Oh shoot." Like I don't never say let me speak to your manager unless I can't understand what the heck you're saying. or you're not giving me the answer I want. Because I don't always need you to tell me I'm right. Like that's not a good way to be. This has a little ball on it, so we're gonna cut this off. But like people do not like when I say that they're right. They want to tell me why I just said that they were right. Why I'm saying they're right is wrong all of a sudden. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to put a bead of glue to cover this up again. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. Like I don't know why I slid. It had to have slid, and I don't like that because all it's gonna do is bend this paper, which it has done. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna try to fix it as best as possible and make it look halfway decent. So anyway, Tuesday morning, right? So I talked to the manager at Tuesday morning. I said I don't come that often because you guys don't have a lot of craft supplies. Now when I had went, and everybody got to lie, right? Everybody got to lie. I had went to another Tuesday morning, and I found those graphic 45 calendar sheets of paper. The lady was like, "It's not that we're getting rid of our craft department." She was like, right now, the buyer is trying to find better deals than what they have are good deals. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great to hear because, you know, Tuesday morning was the craft go to. I didn't tell her, I'm telling you all this. Tuesday morning was definitely the craft go to for a while, especially for newer collections and things like that. Like I'm really surprised that the I've seen, which is crazy, but I think they're just trying to buy the bulk. I've seen some I'm just cutting this off. I've seen what is that? She can't even speak. Who is that? Park Lane stuff. So now we're just gonna glue this up and we should fix this issue. But I want to make sure that we rub this down a little bit more. Now this is the only time I don't mind my fingers getting like sticky is when I'm trying to adjust that. If you are brave, you can also use your hot glue gun right here. I'm not that brave. I like my fingertips having sensitivity to it, so I don't often mess around with that. So now I'm just going to put a scotch of glue right there. But she said that that was the reason why. And then he said, well, no. He said, well, that could be a reason too. But what happens is he said crafts has so many tiny things and they all come in a big pallet and they have to be individually priced and they don't have the manpower for that. And I'm like, oh, I'll price it for you, 99 cents. No, I didn't tell him that. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense too. I'm like, I don't care who got to do it, but we need our craft supplies back and we need them for cheaper. But I feel like it has something to do with their bankruptcy last year, like a store not near me, but one of the stores closed here locally, or maybe it was two that closed here. And I was like, oh, okay. But it was like a little tiny store. Like if you have a master bedroom. That's how big the store was. It was not a humongous store at all, and so I feel like that's why I closed. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah, but see, if you buy the money ball and you actually win, then look at all the craft supplies you could buy. Whenever I win the lottery, I stopped playing for a while because last year. Um, we having a meetup. We gonna meet up and we gonna have a lot of fun. A lot. When I say a lot of fun, I mean a lot of fun. So I got to get back into that lottery playing. I'm gonna have craft fairies there and everything. All right, so I like it. Hopefully you all do too. It looks fun. If you're not familiar with a craft fairy, we'll have those there. You will not be able to keep them. You will not be able to take them home. But while we are at the convention, you will be able to use them as much as possible, not abuse. If you've ever been to the casino, a craft fair is kind of like those ladies that come around and give you free drinks while you're playing on the slot machine. Because you study pumping money into the slot machine, so they'll study pumping alcohol into you to spend more money. That's how the craft fair is going to be. But they won't be getting anything out of you. You'll be like, they'll be emptying your trash. They'll be asking if you want some more of that sweet southern tea or some water. Because we won't be drinking. We're going to be high off of glue and laughter. So I'm just applying this right here. The problem is for us, when I win the lottery, how do I keep it a secret? Right? How do I keep it a secret and still have a craft blowout? Hopefully that makes sense. Like, how do you keep it a secret and have a craft blowout at the same time? I don't know. All right. So we are here. We're almost done with this fun little creation today. I hope that you all have enjoyed all the stuff that we've done, we made. It feels like I always have to end or begin with a book. Is that going to be my new signature? Like a book every time you see me. And we have memories, which I think is super cute. Go ahead and open this book up right quick and show you what I have. And I need to converse with a few of you all about some stuff anyway. But I did not win the lottery. I haven't played it in a while. And I never even know how to play the dang lottery. I might never get that dream. Cause I'm like, is this what is this for? How much money do you need from me when I'm playing the lottery? Like a ding dong. All right, so this is the back. I mean the side. And see, you can't even tell that that was messed up. Yes. Memories. And you open it. And you have a little tuck spot here. It's another tuck spot right here. Well, this is a pocket tuck spot. Little bird picture. You can write something. A pocket. Open so you can write a note or you can put pictures, and then the back. And this one has a pocket as well. It's a skinny pocket. Oh, did I not? Oh, maybe I glued it all down. Okay, she glued it all down. That's that. That was that. We use a lot of glue today because, I mean, how else you gonna hold your craft stuff together? And then I can't remember the second thing we did, which is sad. That's really sad. Maybe that was the second thing. I don't remember. Oh, but this is our first thing, and I love it. It's so pretty. So pretty. I feel like I need to put something right here. But anyway, oh, I gotta see these gingerbread men, darling. I'm quite sure they got bling all over them. They're beautiful. I can't wait to see it. If you have any thoughts or comments on what we could be crafting together the next time I do go live, either next week or the first week of school in January, send it in. Write it in the comment section or send me an email or whatever. If you'd like to see something particularly made, let me know. But again, this is our creative project. I love it. It is super duper cute. This one little spot is going to annoy me. I have had a great time. I want to say thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a lot that you spend your time with me. You can be spending it anywhere else. You could be working, you could be eating, you can be hanging out, you could be doing a lot of stuff, and you choose to hang out with me. So that makes me feel really, really good. And I really appreciate that so much. Um, Words cannot describe the emotions I feel from that. So I want to say thank you for watching. If you have any questions, my email is, my email, lefthandedcraft@yahoo.com. Until next time, happy crafting.